So I'm going to sketch this one for right now. So 0.0166, is that more or less than half? Less than half. So if I want to shade to the left and be less than half, am I at a positive number or a negative number? Because I have to be down here to shade less than half to the left. Everybody go with that? So first of all, it gives me a hint that, hey, I'm at least starting the negative side. But also the fact that they are all in numerical order, just going line by line, really tiny. So this picture is exactly how it would look in your chart. So what is the closest z value to 0.0166?
Makes it 2.1.
Negative 2.1.
So that is your answer for number 4. Again, it's just saying read the chart.
Are these telling you?
What?
Are these
Yes, these are all in numerical order. It's just they're really close.
But then like 0.107 and then after that 0.104.
So because those are back, like those are.
Yeah, what?
They're numerical.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what happens if instead I say number 3, the value to the right of the z value is 0.0239. So is that more or less than half? Is 0.0239 more or less than half? So if I want to shade less than half to the right, where's my z value? On the right. And so it's saying that this right here is 0.0239. Everybody good with me? Do I want a number here?
No. We want 1 minus.
So I'm writing this on my chart that that's what it is, but I want to find this number to be able to use my chart. Which is what? You type something wrong. Everybody with me? So I need to find that line. In order to find that line, my chart's going to need me to find what's to the left of that line. So this is what's to the left of that line. Now I can look it up. 1.98. 0.98. Now, it doesn't seem like, in theory, that it would make sense for me to give you an area and you just give me a z value. But could you think of something like you're deciding if you should apply for a scholarship? Here gets the scholarship. What do you want to know? The score what? So like, let's say your scholarship is based off of your SAT score. Well, is the scholarship going to take everybody?
No.
It's going to take what?
You want to know
The highest what? It would give you we only take the top 20%. So could you work backwards now to find what score you need to get to be in the top 20%? So that's more how it's actually going to be presented to you. So for this way, we're going to deal with things like top, bottom, and middle. A lot of times we're concerned with where the middle something percent is. Obviously, you see why the top something percent is. Something like a remedial course would be something for we need to know where the bottom whatever percent are. I think I'm just going to jump straight into a problem. Let's go with 12 because it's similar. All right, 12. So to qualify for a letter sorting, applications are given a speed reading test. The scores are normally distributed, red flag or yellow flag, green flag, whatever, circle, underline, normally distributed, with a mean of 80. So we should circle 80 and put what? X bar. and a standard deviation of 8, so we should circle it and put what? X. If only the top 15% of applicants are selected, find the cutoff score. So what in that last sentence did I need to know? Two things. The 15%, and then it was the top. So I am basically starting this problem thought process-wise as top 15%. And I'm writing the things that you just circled because you may or may not have in front of you. We said X bar was what? And S was. So this is where my problem starts. I can't start with anything here yet. I need more. So I start here. Well, what can I do with this? What are you going to want to do? Can you draw me that? So I'm going to say, what does it look like? Okay. Well, this is less than half, which means my number's going to be over here. And what's shaded, is this an area or a Z?
What's the
Area, just probability. So I want to write it as 4 decimals. I don't know if you've noticed, but I always only write Z's below and only write areas above because it makes it a whole lot cleaner than if you try to start mixing stuff up, trying to figure out what's what. Do I want it to look like this to be able to use my yellow sheet? I want to know to the left of that line. Well, if 15% is, what's going to be left? Now what? And now what? You're saying the right thing, but then look at your actual piece of paper and now what?
Go to your right side.
Now what? Do you see it? So which would make sense to go to? The closest one. So what is the closest number to 0.8500? 8508. So the z-score that goes with that is? I now have, this is my what? Don't write what I'm writing here yet. What is my equation for z-score? Do I know this? Do I know this? Do I know this? This? So I'm missing one thing. Algebra, can I solve for it? Yes. What do I do to get rid of this?
We're not writing this.
And then I still want this by itself, so how do I move this? Add it to both sides. So x equals z times your standard deviation plus your mean. Some of you are just going to memorize that and be fine with it, and some of you are going to be like, why would I memorize that if I could just look at this and do 2 steps in algebra? That's total preference. It's going to go the same way every time.
That's what we just did.
Yeah. So whichever way you want to do it, you might want to write this down if that helps you, but I'm just rearranging the equation to solve for something else. And then so I'm just plugging in my numbers. So my z was what?
1.04.
Before I ever plug any numbers, I should get an answer that is definitely what? Higher than 80. Alright, what is my S?
8.
And what is my X bar?
80.
I don't remember what it is.
88.
And usually you're going to have units here. And this one is kind of weird because it's score. But just so that you're getting used to the habit that that's usually something that has units, I'm just writing the word score. Point is my name. Yeah, okay, I'm good with that. Now, just in case I accidentally give it to you, and I probably will. Find me a z-score for the area closest. Find the area of 0.0500. Like just find 0.0500 on here. What's my issue? So it's equally between 0.505 and 0.495. There are like two that work out this way that we use a lot. This one is 1.64. This one is 1.65. On the AP exam, they will technically accept 1.64, 1.65, or 1.645. It is one we use a lot. I am going to use this in most of my answer keys, but technically it would accept any of those three. Whichever one makes you happier, but most of my answer keys are probably going to be 1.645. What happens if it is middle 50%? Well, we'll start one so that we're doing part of the work for it. Do like we're doing number 13. Alright, so tell me what to write down other than middle 50%. Just like I did for that last problem. So read through it.
The average is 792. And standard deviation is 1 and 3.
And it said normal, so I should have marked that too. So usually we go straight into drawing it. So how do I draw middle 50%? It would be 25% on both sides. So here is 25%. Here is 25%. So I'm more concerned with what that is. And how much is that? If this is 25%, how much is that? Questions? Divide this by 2 and subtract from 0.5. So go ahead and look up 0.2500 in your chart. What's the closest?
0.67.
What do I know about a symmetrical bell-shaped curve? It's symmetrical. So what do I know about the distance from this red line to this blue line, and this red line to this blue line this way? So if this is negative 0.67, now I could have looked up 0.7500 and I would have gotten 0.67 and done the same thing, but that's just no reason to. So now how many answers am I going to have for this problem? 2. You're going to have a lower bound and an upper bound. So like my lower bound.
That's why it's asking for limits.
Yeah. So my lower bound, I'm solving for a what? X or Z? What is my equation that we just wrote down? What is my Z for the lower? What is my S?
103.
Plus
7.
and I get what? What do I get there?
722.99.
What are my units? So when I do upper bound, I'm not just gonna give that answer negative, or that answer positive, or whatever, but all I do is change this to now being times positive 0.67 and times instead of times negative 0.67. And what do I get? It's still gonna be dollars. What do I get there?
861.
I need to look through the problems to tell you what's for homework, but let me explain this. I am moving on Monday as if you know all of these. So if you only feel okay and I only assign some of the problems, you might want to do the other ones anyway, and I've got all the answers for them that you can check. So I'm only going to assign pieces to fill in, but if you want more practice, I've got all the answers that I can easily let you check on Monday. Oh,